And we're pleased to bring you this action on the NWLrugby.com website. And we'll try and run through these lineups for you before they get on the field. A lot of rugby has been played by Quebec, third game on the trot. As we look at the Ontario lineup, Ashley Schneider, Jillian Pegg, and Emily Barber in the front row. Aaron Vargas and Morgan Linthwaite in the second row. Mackenzie Fain and Jordan Roundtree are the flankers, with Cindy Nellis the captain. Brittany Douglas is the scrum half, Mackenzie Higgs the fly half. In the center, Sarah Gooten and Sarah Svoboda. Rebecca Mathis is on one wing and Louise Chen on the other. And the fullback is Stephanie Black. And we'll look at the replacements as they come on. Samantha Yost in the front row for Quebec, along with Susan McCormick and Allison McCormick and Audrey Marcotte. We got handwritten names from Quebec here. So Jasmine Ackermans and Kamal Provencal Bay. Kathleen Keller is in the blindside flanker spot. And Megan Copeland-Dinnan is the other flanker. The number 8 is Jennifer Huntley. Erin Benzikian is the captain and scrum half. Jackie Titley the fly half, a really handy kicker. In the centers, it's Della Porta and Fortiza. On the wings, it is McBride and Van Gruten. And Petrinos is the fullback. Quebec playing on your right from left to right. Ontario kicking off. So Quebec showing some good moves early with this possession. Now Ontario's turned it over. Flat pass going down the line now. And out to the wing. That is Chen. The wing on the other side, rather, Matheson. So big 62-5 win by Ontario over Atlantic yesterday. Quebec beat the Prairies by not such a large score. I'll check that score for you in a moment. Ontario keeping that ball under control, and now nice pass out of the tackle, but a Quebec hand might have gotten to it. Great conditions here after a torrential rainstorm this morning. You might see in some of the pictures around the park, there's a lot of standing water. So they've moved the team benches to the other side of the field, which makes a bit of sense. Just so much standing water on the near sideline. So whoever wins this game will really be in the driver's seat, even though Ontario's got a game in hand. They don't want to lose this one to Quebec, as the turnover and now the penalty coming. So this will be stern stuff for Quebec. Quebec's beaten BC as well as the Atlantic. And I think the BC game, they beat them last year and won the whole 2013 National Women's League title. And so they would like to rinse and repeat, as they say, and do that again. Good line out, nice gap. And now that ball coming down the Quebec line. They're very short passers, very wet conditions yesterday. Quebec managed to adjust better. And now a big crunching tackle being put in by the Ontario back row player. Oh, and fiery run into the line there by the Quebec player. And now a penalty. Closer. And now big doings by Ontario. One player to beat, but the forward pass, bringing it back. So we're having a player change or a little injury consultation here. That's a blood sub. So I missed what player came on. Apologize. I was twirling and fiddling. Yes, we got the Ontario player coming on now. So the Ontario physio has about 10 minutes to get things right, patched up, stem the bleeding. So coming right into the front row is the replacement for Ontario. Get right into the game for a scrum. That's a good way to get the blood flowing. And that scrum coming in at the angle is a call, boring in. So it's not a full penalty. And Quebec trying to make the most of their opportunity. Doing well. Now look at some of the big tackles being put in by Ontario. And can they get that ball that's come out now? Hacked on by an Ontario player. It's staying Ontario's side. I feel like Quebec has more players there, and looks like they have secured possession. A pick and drive to the right. Spin pass working well, but the straight line defense of Ontario is not allowing for much movement for this Quebec back line. It's going to have to be a game of patience for Equipe Quebec. Now a penalty. And Quebec will retreat. And I wonder in a tight contest like this, Ontario might be interested in going for points, but the referee having quick conversation with the Quebec captain. Had a lot of yellow cards yesterday, a lot of incidents at the breakdown, players just coming in offside and maybe not understanding the, coming through the gate, etc. And resulted in, at one point, Ontario had 3 players off at the same time, even though they were leading the game. That might have been why they were leading the game, because there was so much stuff going at the breakdown. The ball was getting pinched. Now Ontario will attempt to have first kick of the afternoon. So this will be not a unbelievably hard kick, but these are the ones that you do at training, 5 or 10 after training every day, just to get the method down. Flags stay down. It was a well-struck ball. So disappointment. I think that was Mackenzie Higgs trying to hit that one for Ontario. So we had quite a storm here yesterday and then another big storm this morning. So a lot of water hitting the Ottawa area. They didn't put that in the tour guide. I think it's been a generally wet summer in Ontario overall. And there's the restart. That might go out on the full. No, it just goes off the fingertips of the Quebec player and into touch. So it'll be a line out. Yeah, maybe some argument whether it was a knock on or a line out, but it's certainly a line out that's coming out of this. And so the Ontario team, the Storm, We don't want any more storms here today. This is the only storm we'll allow on this field. Had enough of that nonsense. No, so we're going with the knock-on ultimately, and so it will be a scrum. And you can hear very vocal support of Equipe Quebec by the players that aren't dressing and fans and friends and family. Not releasing the tackled player, or not releasing the ball, sorry, once the player was tackled. So Quebec will happily take that. They're all about eating up the territory with nice kicks. And boy, you can just see a big wet splash just below our position here. The ball's sitting in a little lake. If we could have a quick look at that shot down there. There's the ball riding on Lake Twin Elm. Replacement ball nice and dry. Finds the target down the line out. And now a bit of a miscue from the passing department. Titley picks that up. Drives into a couple of tacklers. Quebec now just inside Ontario territory. Really first time they've made the trip down other than the kickoff. Now another conversation coming from our referee. And now we're going to have a yellow card early, and that's to the fly half, Titley. So Ontario with a big chance here now. After Quebec was threatening to get into the Ontario half, Ontario up a player, and they're the type of team that'll be just clinical about taking advantage of someone as important as a fly half missing. See how Quebec adjusts to that defensively. Lots of hard rucking going on in there. It's come out Quebec's side, however. We saw this yesterday. Quebec was shorthanded, and they scored 2 tries while shorthanded. So it's not something that really bothers them. Good cover tackle by the inside center, Sarah Guten. But ball staying Quebec's side. Tight spin pass by Benzakine. And Marcotte, I really like the look of Marcotte. She's a hard little runner and just crashes into contact. That's the second row Provencal Aubé. And now that player must have come the arm out, Quebec advantage. And that's a penalty coming in from the side. So Quebec playing 14 on 15, but they're running around the place like they own it right now. So definitely the volunteer ball grabber down there has picked the right kit today. Rubber boots, maybe hip waders is the next move. That ball not straight in the line out. Advantage being played for that. Still advantage being played. So we're going to bring it back. So the scrum half, Benzakine waiting for the front rows to come together. Good opportunity here. Interesting, the flat position now. They're down their fly half, and now that's been stolen against the head by Ontario, so all bets are off. And now quick hands down the line. They want to find that gap in the back line. Ontario's done it. Around the corner, but good cover tackling by Equipe Quebec. Trying to get too French there. Got to watch my twirling R's. Oh, there's a nice run around the wing on that side. Advantage coming to Quebec. No, it's going to be advantage to Ontario. And taking a standing pass is the fly half for Ontario, Higgs, and she's immediately wrapped up. They've got to be flying onto that ball rather than a static position. Nice loop around move, and here's where the overlap is. Two-person overlap. Now they just need to turn on the gas and look for help inside. That's a great job by Chen, the wing on that side, Louise Chen, but she loses the ball in the tackle, and Quebec has come away with it. So we look at the Quebec player sitting in the sin bin, hoping that what's happened isn't going to cost her team points right now. It's looking like a reasonable prospect they'll escape without any damage points-wise. Clearance kick buys Quebec some more acreage. McCormick's the hooker wearing number 2. Now we're having a little mini meeting here. Ontario, there's no timeouts in rugby, but it essentially looks like Ontario took one. McCormack now going for a second jumper. Miscue there. Ontario's taking it, not straight. They've got the call, Ontario does. Oh, closing the gap. Sorry for that. Ontario closed the gap there. Good opening run by Keller. She's gone a good 20 meters. She threw the dummy pass and that bought her the gap. Remember, they're playing down a player. Yet they seem to be on the ascendancy right now. Ontario coaches have got to be confused as to why they don't have the possession and why they're not running around with the ball like that. But that's why Quebec are defending 2013 NWL champions. Keller again. She gets mowed down with a big tackle. Benzakine. Now isolation for the wing, McBride. She's got help, but Ontario counter-rucking, coming away with it. And they were allowed to pick that ball up. It was out, fair game. But Quebec going in just as fiercely and putting on the minor helmet and getting that ball back. Look at that, 2 changes of possession. And now advantage coming. Well, time off, and we might have another yellow card here. This one, yeah, she's going to her pocket. So Amy Murray has just shown the bin for a second player, this one for Ontario. So now Quebec will enjoy probably about a 5-minute advantage. Right now, even Steven at 14 all. Now there's a gap. And a try for Quebec. Equipe Quebec getting first points in this game. Not sure who got that one for you. We'll hopefully get that word in a moment. It was good hard work by Quebec, and they just were patient and went through the gap up the middle. So we're hearing right now number 13 for Quebec, the outside center, Fabiola Fortiza. She's already got 3 tries in this tournament, so that was her 4th. Now Titley, the normal kicker, is still cooling her heels on the sideline. So it'll be the fullback. Irene Petrino's taking that one. She makes no mistake and makes it 7-0. Okay, great. So we are confirming number 13 for Ontario. Quebec. Now there's Ontario with some possession now from the kickoff, getting their hands on it. This player's got to stay on their feet. That ball's right there for the taking, but now the counter ruck, and Quebec's come away with it. And that's not the first time they've done that. They are larcenous at the breakdown. Now stepping through a couple of would-be tacklers. Ball comes back. Quebec side. A bit low, but it goes back. Oh, is advantage being played? Was it a knock-on? Yeah, no, it did go back. So remember, the two teams are 14 on 14 right now, but we see Titley getting ready to come back on the field, and then there'll be a 5-minute advantage approximately, maybe more like 7 for Quebec over Ontario at 15 on 14. Advantage being called. Penalty now, and Ontario will have to retreat, not rolling away in the tackle. And will this be a chance for Titley to come on? Will she get the word to Amy Murray? The sideline referees need to make sure the sentence is fully served. She's just warming up right now, but she may have a minute or two left on her rap sheet. Clearance kick does not find touch. Ontario with the counterattack opportunity. Stepping inside. Now quick pass, but it's a loose pass. And, good recovery, though, and quick hands down the line solving the problem. And now it's time to turn on the Jets. Oh, and that's a great run by number 13 for Ontario, Sarah Svoboda, part of the famous Rugby Svoboda clan. Uncle Carl, their famous uncle from the Belleville area, 2 Svoboda sisters on this team. Ball staying Ontario side, but Quebec's so good at the ruck situation, but this time caught leaving their feet. Oh, no, are we going to have another card here? And it's both captains being called out now. So this is going to be a general why can't we all get along speech. And so Amy Murray explaining how she'd like things to proceed. Both captains will dutifully nod, say yes, and say, all right, let's do better, guys. And then things, we hear from the Ontario captain, the big speech is about staying on your feet. And same on the Quebec side, but in French. Something about les pieds. Nice kick down that right touch line. And, the ball retriever got an important role today because you always want to have it's dry conditions on the pitch. It's just good fishing weather down the touch lines there. So got to keep a dry ball going as we see Titley come back on the field now. So now it's just the Ontario player cooling her heels. So Quebec with the player advantage now. Now quick flip pass back inside. Nice link up by the hooker Peg. Jillian Peg. Now the pick and drive to the right of that ruck. And Ontario starting to flex their muscles a bit in the forwards. And trio of Ontario players met with a big blue wall of tacklers. Spilled ball. Went back. And now staying with Ontario. Good body position, but you have to get a little bit lower than that even. And now Ontario near the line, and they've scored a try. Ontario getting on the board here. .24 minutes gone in this game, and Ontario now down a player, but they score the second try of this game. And a pretty easy one for a kick as well. So that was the inside center, Sarah Guten, scoring that one for Ontario. The fullback for Ontario is going to try and put the extras on here, Stephanie Black. She hit for a number of points the other day. It was yesterday's match, their first game. She hit like 3 conversions on 5 attempts. Not a bad afternoon. 7-5 the score right now. She needs to knot this up. And she struck it well, but I think it went left. Yes, it did, so it'll stay 7-5. So a bit of a surprising result. And no harm, no foul in terms of the Ontario player being off the pitch as they score while shorthanded. So Quebec will have the restart here. Well received and quickly passed by Guten. The try scorer gets it out to the flanker, Jordan Roundtree. Oh, nice crisp passing by Ontario. And now a kick back inside, but unfortunately, and a big bobble of the ball by Quebec. I thought it would be a counterattack opportunity by Quebec. Instead, net result, scrum time outside the 22 for Ontario. So good instinct to kick, but maybe not right to the fullback, but put the fullback for Quebec, Irene Petrinos, under some pressure as she went for the shoelace pickup on that one. So now the Ontario player that was off, didn't pick up the number of the player who's given the yellow, but getting ready to come back on, getting reactivated there over in the far sideline. You can see her just getting warmed up over on the left side of your screen. Got to get that ball in now. And that has wheeled big time, but not before Ontario's picked it up. Flanker on that side, Jordan Roundtree, taking it to first contact. And now nice link up by the second row, Linthwaite. Ball staying Ontario's side. Very narrow gate being set up there by the player. Linthwaite again into contact. Inside the 22, but now not releasing that ball when they are tackled. Ontario getting pinged for holding on to the ball. The clearance kick will... Oh, someone got it off their beverage, I think, and that's the largest crime you can ever do to a beer, I think, is knock it out of its container. Jillian Pegg is the Ontario hooker. I think she's the one that... trying to pick up where Jillian Pegg is standing, but... So McCormick is throwing in for Quebec. And shorthanded line out, and they managed to get it, but they're going to be under some pressure here from Ontario because that ball hit the ground. And the back rows of Ontario are especially quick at the breakdown. Advantage being played, so free one for Quebec. Nothing much happening there. Leaving their feet at the breakdown. Now time being called again by Amy Murray, and could Ontario be back into trouble again? Now this time it's number 8 for Ontario, Cindy Nellis, the captain. She is going to be shown the gate. And so that is a huge blow for Ontario. They're down 7-5. And so the captain, Cindy Nellis, is going to Cooler Hills for 10 minutes. And against a team like Quebec, you don't want to do that. Especially the big back row captain being such an important part of this team in terms of ball retention and just leading this team on the field. Line out successful for Quebec. Quick spin pass by Benzakine into the midfield. Titley has managed to offload it to the trailing prop, Marcotte. Titley again. And Marcotte, she's just such a fierce competitor. She, anytime she makes contact, she's like a pinball plunger, just snaps back at people. So Nellis looking on, hoping that the damage won't be too bad while she's serving her time. 30 minutes gone in this game, so roughly till halftime they'll have to live without Nellis. Quebec with the possession inside the Ontario half. Now Quebec not rolling away. Flat pass from the quick tap. I don't know about a kick over the top at this point. You want to keep the ball in hand against Quebec. You're down a player, giving the ball back to the other team. Just doesn't make much sense. Bit of a pass hospital there to the blindside flanker, Keller. That's a loose ball. Immediately cleaned up by the fullback, Petrinos. She's brought to ground. Benzakine. Now clearance kick by Titley down the field. And that is a well-weighted kick, and it's not going to go into touch. Ontario able to deal with it, though. Player back in support. But look at the Quebec players. They're trying to get that ball. And Ontario back scrambling to cover and retain possession. Just outside their own 22 now. So good pressure time by Quebec here. And they've turned the ball over in the ruck. Benzakine, player hanging off her as she passed. And Ontario putting in some fierce tackling. Now Ontario with possession. And they'll be happy to kick it away, and they're just trying to buy some relief, but it's off the shoulder of the number 8 for Quebec, Huntley. And now Ontario's come away with that loose ball. And look at the Jets being turned on here, and it's a bit of a foot race. Gooten didn't back herself all the way. She let up, trying to get around the corner and cut back inside. Probably the wise choice because she knew she had help waiting for her. But now, probably not releasing the ball, leaving their feet in support at the breakdown. So people cheering on the run by Sarah Gooten there. She really pinned her ears back, and now another speech to the replacement captain, the flanker for Ontario, Jordan Roundtree, who is filling in for the skipper on her leave. Our second game this afternoon will be BC versus the Prairies. Kicking off will be on the air around 3:55 p.m. Knock on now. It'll be a scrum for Quebec. Quebec coming away with it now. From the scrum, Benzakine. She's hit as she passes that ball. Titley linking up well with the hooker McCormick. Step inside now by the inside center, Della Porta. Very patient approach by Quebec here. They know they have the player advantage. They did well while short of players, so now when they got the player advantage, they're really holding on to that ball. That's Provençal Obey who did well to get that ball outside to the wing. Anna McBride. Keller brought to ground now. Titley pass back inside on a switch move. Ontario doing the hard work and making the tackles, and it finally pays off. Quebec player not releasing the ball when she was tackled. Five minutes to go in this first half approximately. That's what remains of the sentence for the captain, Nellis. Jillian Pegg throwing that ball in. It's gone to ground, but cleaned up by Ontario. Now Quebec coming away with that. How many times we said that this afternoon? They're just so good at getting that ball. The breakdown situation. Titley picking that up with her right hand. And now the no-look pass to her left. She knew she had support. Well timed just as she was about to get tackled. She offloaded. And now a penalty. And time off again. Is there going to be another Ontario player going away? So it's Jordan Roundtree getting called out and the hooker, Jillian Pegg. And yes, so our third card of this game. And the crowd howling their protest at Amy Murray handing out so many cards. But, you know, both teams heavily penalized yesterday as well. And they've got to really rethink their approach to the game, honestly. The rules are there. They're breaking them, so they need to anticipate that they're going to get pinged for it. So no one wants to see the shorthanded situation, but Ontario down to two players for the remainder of this half. Down, not two players, they're down two players, so down to 13 as Titley lines up this kick. It's a good-looking kick. Flags go up. Extending the lead to 10-5. Sorry, folks, we just had to do a quick camera adjustment there. We realized we were making Quebec play uphill for the last part of this first half, and that isn't fair. Now everyone's on a level playing field. Ball in cleanly by Quebec. Great bit of running here by Quebec. And now a penalty. Oh, we're going to have yet another card here. And Hallmark needs to hire this referee. She is good at getting the cards out. So now it's the Quebec scrum half and Captain Benzakine coming out along with number 8, Huntley. And so Huntley is being shown the gate. Unbelievably, that's the 4th yellow card we've had in this game. And we see Huntley has got to get sitting down before her penalty starts, and so she will take her seat. So the resulting kick from Ontario, and now Ontario up a player. I'm losing track now. They're up to 14 players. Yeah, they're up to 14 players, so it's 14 on 14 now for the last couple of minutes of this game. And then it'll still be the remainder of the second yellow card for Ontario to be played out. And Quebec within most of the first 10 minutes of the second half. So we'll bring play all the way back. That was a not straight, I thought, from lineup, but they'll take a scrum in 15. And so Quebec is... both coaches have really got to talk about law management out there. You can't keep having people in the bin, especially not critical people like number 8s and fly halves and scrum halves and things like that. So it's about even if you're saying, well, I don't understand what the referee is doing, at a certain point you know what she's looking for, so you play to those conditions, just like you play differently when it's wet versus when it's dry. So that scrum wheeled around. So in the dying minutes of this first half, it'll be Ontario with a chance here. They'll have to put in, and they really should try and come away with something, even if they can draw a penalty and make it 10-8. It will have been worth it. So now a quick tap by Ontario. Whoa, big tackle being put in there by Quebec. Crisp, tight passing by Ontario under tight defensive conditions. And now down the line, this can be another Ontario try. And it will be. She just got to fall over the line. Yes. Oh, we're waiting for a little consultation from the assistant referee, Nathan Ablenauer, on that side. He gives the nod, and that is indeed a try, and we're tied up at 10-all. So just finding out from the referee who scored that try. We're just waiting. We think. Are you saying 11? Or we're going to find out in a moment. Number 11 confirmed for Ontario, which is Rebecca Matheson scoring that try to tie things up. This is a big conversion kick to come, as the Ontario players enjoy a drink there and get themselves rehydrated. That is a big kick. You can see. Nice shot by our camera person. I forget your name. Meredith is doing a great job bringing us pictures today from Twin Elm Rugby Park here. So we see this tough kick by Black, and she's pulled it it's dropped across the bar, and that scraped some paint across the bar going over. And now Ontario with its first lead of the afternoon, 12-10, with that stupendous kick by Black. And that is a memorable effort by the fullback. So it was maybe off a little bit with the time there. We had a number of stoppages with the yellow card, so maybe another 2 minutes to go. And So right now, 14-on-14, Quebec versus Ontario. That's a nice chip-through effort. Someone's going to have to deal with it. And that's the kind of pressure situations you want to put the back line under, the Quebec back line. That ball getting kicked around a little bit, but no one's touching it with the hand now. Pass out by Quebec. That's Provencal. Bay has done well. Get that back the other way. Titley over the top with a little chip kick. A little Titley for Tatley there when they were kicking back and forth. That ball goes into touch. Here's a look at the sin bin, the two players waiting to get back into this game. Stolen. Actually, it was Ontario throw-in. They managed to reclaim that from a bit of a wobbly throw-in. Quebec coming away with it again. Quick flinging down the line. Oh, and through the half gap, but the ball doesn't go with the Quebec player. Saying it's a forward pass. So it'll be Ontario with the scrum inside the last minute of this first half. Remember, these ladies have been playing 80-minute games. This hasn't been a modified tournament. So imagine Quebec has played Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday now of this week. This is Ontario's second game. And I got to say, Quebec looking like this is their first outing. They're looking really fresh and invigorated, and that's probably down to player management, though I've been calling a lot of these players' names all week. There's a lot of player minutes building up on them. Day off for everyone tomorrow, and they'll obviously all be interested in watching the Women's World Cup. Canada taking on Spain tomorrow morning, I believe around 8:30 on TSN. Great bit of running by the wing, Rebecca Matheson. She's already got one try for Ontario. Out. The captain, Nellis, is tied up. Tight spin passes, and now an interesting kick. No one at home except for the lone fullback, Petrinos, but she has got some pace. She is wrangled in like a pair of sheepdogs are on her, and now they found her. Quebec maintaining possession, flipping it left. Provencal Bay taking it into contact. Now good fend off, and now they found a break. That's the flanker, Keller, Kathleen Keller. Big tackles, ball going the other way now. It's like Keller got mugged, car keys and wallet gone, ball gone, and now the ball going the other way. We've got an Ontario player down over on that far wing now, immediately receiving treatment. And that'll be halftime. So exciting first half here with Ontario holding a slim 12-10 lead on the back of a terrific conversion kick by Matheson. Not by Matheson, by Stephanie Black. So we're going to take a quick break here to reset. You're watching National Women's League Rugby Championships from Ottawa at Twin Elm Rugby Park. I'm Doug Cross, and we'll be back with more action in about 7 minutes. So we're back ready to kick off this second half. Remember, big pickup by Quebec right off this kickoff. And that's going to be the go-ahead try for Quebec. So game not even a few seconds old, and off the kickoff, Quebec gets their hands on it and flies down the wing and scores a try. So that makes the score 15-12 with the kick to come. So Titley will try and add the conversion here. And Quebec still shorthanded. An Ontario player came back on from the sin bin. 5 yellow cards in this first half. 3 to Ontario, 2 to Quebec. As we see what Titley can do here with his conversion attempt. Right-footed kicker. This is the right side of the field for her. Oh, she's hit that well. That'll go through. And another 2 points for Quebec. 17-12. Fortiza getting her 5th try of this tournament. And she's really been doing well over the opening 3 games. So Fortiza definitely a player we're going to have to keep an eye on, especially camera person Meredith. She's got some pace. Even the camera people were like, whoa, where'd she come from? Good restart from Ontario. They need to get that ball back. Don't forget that Ontario's got a player advantage for a few minutes here, and Quebec's certainly played all the rugby in the opening seconds here. So the ball at the back of that ruck coming out cleanly now. Bit behind the plate is the wing. Van Grooten. Hands in the ruck there. There's a nice kick down the park into Ontario territory. So now it is number 8 for the Quebec team, Jennifer Huntley, being invited back to the paddock. Not before she meets the head of HR, the referee. So Huntley will go right into the lineout, ready for some business. Some McCormick throws in. Oh, that's a nice steal by Ontario. Good defensive jump. Oh, and justice! The fly half for Ontario. Higgs passes. She is nailed. No ill effects from it, but boy, what a hard tackle. Nothing wrong with it. She decided to wait as long as she did to make the pass. It's Linthwaite now. Quebec just powering through, but Ontario picking that ball up. Quick passing down the wing to the flanker, Mackenzie Fain. Oh, and just at the touchline, and a shoulder and hand touches the touchline. That's all it needs to be. Nathan Abelnauer right on the spot there. Ball getting in field there. Oh, big tackle, nearly a dump tackle, but not quite. So now Ontario with a quick tap here. Knock on, so it'll be a scrum for Quebec. So Quebec will try and get this ball in. Back down the touchline. Excellent tackling technique. And now the captain, Nellis, looking to throw that in quick and pretty aggressive about getting that ball. And that's the kind of thing that the other players will look to and go, yeah, we got to do a little of that. That's good. Ontario, nice switch to the back row feign. Down the line. Higgs doing a good job of distribution at fly half. Has that ball been lost again? No, it stays Ontario's side. Ball coming straight back. Now the offload to the hooker, Peg. Higgs, oh, big contact midfield there. Both players paying the price for that one. One hop, loose pass. Quebec nearly getting to it. Have they gotten to it? No, still Ontario side. And the tackles being made, I mean, the video analysts that track this kind of thing, the tackle counts are huge by both teams, I'm sure. Great opportunity now for the scrum of Ontario to dominate here. So can Ontario breach this 5-meter defensive wall here? That's all they have to do. Get that ball through there. One hap into Higgs' hands. She delays the pass out. Ball comes back. Stays Ontario side, but no, as a knock on. So opportunity lost for Ontario. We're at even strength. I forgot to note that the, we saw Nellis come back on. So yeah, we saw that bit. So good news that the two teams, after 5 yellow cards in the first half, everyone's on the field where they should be. So what kind of pressure can Ontario put on here? I want to try and push Quebec off the ball. Not an easy task with that scrum that Quebec has got on offer. That's wheeled and immediately wrapping up the back row. Ontario's done everything they can to try and get that ball back, at least not allow for a clearance kick. So Quebec's going to have to do it the hard way. Now they'll kick, and that's Titley, and she didn't get much on it. So great net result for Ontario. though they're showing Quebec throw-in. Must have touched an Ontario hand. And so the contact made. So before the ball went out, it was off an Ontario player. We'll have line out to Quebec. They'll have to do a defensive jump here. That's a kick into touch. And now it'll be Ontario's chance with the line out. Ball goes to ground, not a clean transfer. Nice spin pass. Stepping back inside. Sarah Svoboda. And now, big blast of the whistle from Amy Murray. She's marching Quebec back a good old chunk. Now, offside to call. And Ontario's got to come up with something more than a quick tap. Let's throw it to our biggest player. They may want to be something more compelling. Well, not a bad call. This will put them 2 points adrift. A penalty kick here, very makeable. And that's a sensible call early in this second half to say, all right, we're in this game. We need to build slowly, take those points when they're offered. Nice crowd watching the game this afternoon. As we see Stephanie Black and whether she can get this kick to go across. See the ball just on the right-hand side of your picture there. It's a long kick on the angle, probably about 26 meters, 24 meters. And everyone is sure that went through. 17-15, courtesy of the boot of Stephanie Black. They take a quick moment to say thanks to our sponsors, DHL, CN, Gowlings, the Government of Canada, Under Armour, as well as Enterprise Canada, Merit Sports Travel, and Marsh Insurance. So just 2 points in this game. Penalties will loom large now unless Quebec can pad this lead. Ontario will have a lot to say about that. Wow! And a great crashing effort by Fortiza to get to that ball. She's hit just as she was going for that ball. Titley now linking up well with her backmates. Oh, and there's a gap for Benzakine, the scrum half and captain of this team. Oh, and sort of missed what happened there, but it'll be advantage to Quebec. So we're going to have a replacement for Quebec. That's the scrum half Benzakine coming off. So she might have gotten banged up in that exchange. Tell you who that is that came on in just a moment. And Ontario scrum pushing Quebec back hard, but Quebec with possession with the flanker Keller coming away with it. It's turning into a real war of attrition there. Quebec keeping that ball just 10 meters out now and happy to just claw away a meter at a time closer to the try line. Now, blast of the whistle from Murray. Players not staying on their feet. So Quebec retreating. So we're going to have a line out here. Ontario interrupted ball with a Quebec hand getting on it. And hasn't been any wide open runs by Ontario through the Quebec back line. That's how tight that defense has been. Ontario fighting for every bit of possession. One of the options here, they're going to go right now. Brittany Douglas doing well as a scrum half for Ontario. Lots of vocal support for Quebec here, even though it's an Ontario home game. Quebec not far away at all, so certainly worth a drive from the Montreal area, where the majority of the team come from. Just about 2-hour drive, 90 minutes depending how you go. There's a nice run up the wing there by Ontario. Patient interchange here by Ontario. Now a big gap. That's Linthwaite, the second row. She's showing some pace, the rangy second rower. Now the fullback, Black, getting involved. Nice quick offloads from the half tackles there. And Ontario starting to make Quebec retreat a little bit here with the pace of their attack. Nice interchange there by Higgs. Advantage coming to Ontario. And boy, this is go-ahead opportunity now. Why are they going quick tap? They could have had the lead, but they're going to get the try instead. And that's why they spotted the gap over there. I want to say that's the captain, Nellis, the number 8. Looked down for a second just to check my papers, and all of a sudden saw the Ontario players striding in for the go-ahead points, 20-17. So after sitting in the sin bin for 10 minutes, Nellis has gotten her team back in the lead, making amends for that happening earlier. So we'll have, it's not Black taking the kicks now, it's Sarah Svoboda, the other Svoboda in this lineup. Katie Svoboda on the sideline. So this would be an important kick because it would be a try to tie, unconverted try to tie if they can hit this kick. If not, it's just a penalty kick to tie. So Svoboda, the pitch hushed as she approaches this shot like a golf shot. And she, right off the post. Don't know that you can get much closer than that. And fans disappointed with that. So the score will stay 20-17.
Ontario 20, Quebec 17.
Nice sunny conditions, about 24 Celsius. Staying dry for now unless the ball goes into one of the gutters that are full of water here along the touch lines. We had a 25-minute lightning delay yesterday. Call is for more thunder showers in the Ottawa area this afternoon. Knock for Micah. We're looking good right now to stay dry. Some high rain clouds, but not really that dangerous right now. And Quebec really looking to advantage being played, maybe playing the player without the ball. No, it's staying Ontario's side. But Quebec really trying to recreate the magic of the opening try of the first half when it's Fortiza running down the track and getting her 5th try of the tournament. Nice give and go by Jordan Roundtree. Ontario playing with a bit more confidence now. Not that they shouldn't have been playing with confidence before. Remember, Quebec is 2-0 after the opening 2 games. Ontario won its opening match yesterday, so a win here would have them tied in the standings, notwithstanding bonus points. We'll have to have a look at the standings in terms of bonus points. And listen, nice run by Ontario, and they're starting to test this Quebec defense, and this could be another try for Ontario. Yes, it is, right under the posts. An outstanding effort. The fans enjoying that. And so, after a very defensive game through the first little while, it's starting to go advantage Ontario here. So for her, 13 doing the kicking of her own conversion here. Svoboda did. Oh, okay. So we had Sarah Svoboda scoring that try, and now it is Stephanie Black kicking the conversion straight on here. And that, no problem there. 27-17, 10-point gap now.
Conversion by fullback, number 15, Stephanie Black.
So that'll be the 4th try for Ontario. So that gets them the bonus point, which is important in the standings in this round-robin tournament. We may have had a quick swap out of personnel as we were looking down there, folks, but we'll try and get you that information. And Quebec recovering their own kickoff, and they are not done playing rugby this afternoon, folks. As tired as they might be getting, 3rd game in 3 days, they are starting to show a little fight back here. Provencal Bay now getting that ball down the line for her teammates. And look at the communication. And now Quebec threatening inside the Ontario 22. So Quebec maintaining possession through multiple phases. This tight rucking situation. Ontario, well organized defensively. Some tackles off the ball there. It's getting pretty grimy in there. Some hard shots taking place here. Can't believe Quebec has maintained possession all the way through this. And now picking and driving to the left. And now finally a penalty, not releasing that ball. So intent to keep the possession in close to the Ontario line. They did not release it immediately in the tackle situation. Have a Quebec player getting some attention now. And that's the second row. Camille Provencal-Aubé. She's been a very mobile second row, getting a lot of work done out there and taking a lot of hard knocks in the process. Fans looking on. You can see some of the water that's standing around the sidelines from the big shower this morning. Meredith just doing a superb job on camera. I wonder if she's been hiding all week. Amanda doing a great job earlier for us in the week. Now, big clearance kick down the line. Meredith plays for the Ottawa Indians, utility player. She says she's the best player on the team and they would be lost without her. And that they're a bunch of slackers usually when she's not around. I think those kind of untoward comments when her teammates aren't around, but who knows, right? Driving hard, Quebec to the 22-meter line. Passing down the line, trying to find a little hole through that Ontario D. McCormick now snaking her way for a couple of meters. And pinpoint accuracy in the passing, but pinpoint tackling by Ontario. Doubling up on some of these tackles. No free passes. The loop coming through. There's some pace, but smothering tackle by Ontario. Everyone maybe looking for a penalty to come, didn't. Things have settled down after a real purple patch in the first half, or should we call it a yellow patch? 5 yellow cards, 3 to Ontario, 2 to Quebec. Nothing in the second half. Nice looping play, and that is going to be a try for the inside center, Della Porta. Brianna Della Porta. Sorry, it's Bianca Della Porta. So that was a great bit of work, and this game is not over yet. 27-22. So 26 minutes gone in this second half. This is a tough conversion for the fullback, Petrinos. She is on the near touchline, and she's a right-footed kicker. She's got that going for her. She's going to swing that leg around, and she's hit it well, and it's still coming around, and off the post. So we've had a couple of nail-biter kicks here. So just to try to tie it for Quebec here in the last 14 minutes. Ontario teammates looking on. They want to, some of these girls definitely want to get into this game and try and help out. But it is down to the 30 players on the field to sort this out right now. 5 points in this game. Ontario leading Quebec. Ball in, but huge Ontario push. It's going to negate any opportunity for Quebec. Knock on. Remains Quebec put in. Ontario hand got to it, but nudged it forward. So can Quebec try and make a bit more magic happen in the closing 10 minutes of this game? Undefeated so far. No reason to think why not. But this is probably their toughest test so far. They did beat BC 20-10. The opening match on Tuesday. BC long considered provincial favorites at the national level. Quebec turning that form sheet on its head the last couple of years. Real struggle to get these two front rows to come together, even with the new scrum laws. Seems to be an unsteady proposition. And they're going to finally get this ball in. And it's come Ontario side. They've stolen against the head, and great little pass. Quick pickup. Maybe not enough support there now. That's Umaga coming in. Greatly gathered in by the hooker, Peg. Mackenzie Fain doing the hard work. Get that ball back now. It's Linthwaite into contact. So Ontario really needs to score a penalty or a try here to force it to become a two-score advantage. A penalty would definitely make it a two-score game. Try converted and a penalty to get back in it. So they may be fishing for a penalty here in close in front of the posts. Will Quebec comply and offer up an opportunity? No, Quebec has stolen this ball. Clearance kick, will it find touch? No, it won't. Counterattack opportunity. Getting taken by the wing, Rebecca Matheson. She's already got a try this afternoon. Great linking up with the fullback, Black. Now here's a penalty. Do they quick tap it? Yeah, they are going to quick tap it. It paid dividends last time. Umaga, no look pass, gets to its target. And now, is that ball getting sealed off? No, it's come back nicely. Now it is the captain, Nellis, just 5 meters out. They need to start working that ball the other way. They're running out of territory on that side. Oh, and now that could be big penalty. The clear out at the ruck with no player touching the ball. So really unfortunate bit of business by Ontario to give away such a penalty while they're knocking on the door for the security try. So Quebec will have the throw in here. Ontario's done some pretty shrewd line-out jumping this afternoon, and the defensive capability is all right. So they might be able to get a hand on this one and swoop it back. Oh, and Quebec just gets their hands on it, but not before Ontario players are pouring through because of the loose ball. Fair game. No one had possession. Good service, and now the clearance kick, and that's off the side of the boot. It's not going to find touch. Oh, and just off the arm of Ashley Schneider. did it go forward off of Schneider? Now we have a penalty, and cooler heads got to prevail. It's not a makeable penalty kick really from this range, but maybe let's talk about kicking to the corner and organizing a rolling maul off the line out. So having a bit of a discussion, they've decided that Black can just pop it into the corner there, and they'll be happy to have the 5-meter line out. So now this is one of the most important throw-ins of the afternoon for Jillian Pegg. She's got to be on target, hit her target, and throw that ball straight. Amy Murray making sure the gap is there, and will Ontario be able to organize a nice rolling maul here? Shorthanded line out, and now the rolling maul coming together like clockwork. They're just a couple of meters out now. Now breaking off the back is Nellis, the captain. She's across, but held up. No, that's a try by the number 8, Nellis, the captain, leading by example, getting her second try of the game. And that is just what Ontario needed to put this game out of reach for Quebec, possibly. (32-22), 10-point lead with the kick to come. So patient stuff by Ontario. You know, you could see it in their minds. Oh, should we quick tap here when we got that penalty? No, let's slow down, consider our options. You kick it to the corner, organize that rolling maul, and that's what all those practices are for, the time you put in, for those set pieces to work when you need them. Stephanie Black here to add the extras. They're the nice-to-have extras, but they're not essential at this point. 10-point lead with, looks like about 6 minutes to go in this game. Well-struck right-footed kick. That's going to be another one off the post. And Quebec and Ontario are having a post-hitting competition this afternoon. I think Ontario's in the lead 2-1. So the score stays 32-22. And Ontario now, with 6 minutes left, they want to still try and play some offensive rugby. You don't want to shrink into the defensive mindset because Quebec will punish you for that. You've got to be on the front foot as we have rain falling now. Saying the weather conditions were perfect, and it's actually the umbrellas are coming out. Quebec desperate to get a try. They need a converted try, and then they need a penalty just to tie this game. Oh, and now the drop ball as things are getting wet. Quebec adjusted the best in the wet weather yesterday, but they certainly still had a number of drop balls as we see people making their way up under the underhang. The good news, it's dry under here. The bad news is about 900 spiders are going to land on your head. So, do you want rain or spiders? I vote for rain because I don't like these spiders. So, you're going to notice a decidedly different tone to these two teams in the closing minutes. Quebec will be desperate to get things restarted while Ontario is walking around like Grandpa getting his keys to go to the store. They want to kill the clock. And now, great run by the back row Nellis. And she has just been outstanding this afternoon. Even though she got shown the door for a sin bin, she has made a lot of things happen during her time on the field, including a pair of tries. Offloads going well now from the half tackles. And Ontario on the ascendancy here, even with wet weather. It's the flanker over there, Mackenzie Fain, as the rain comes down even harder. So pretty much everyone under cover except for the players. Ontario working that ball around. Will they get another try to add to their total? They've already got the bonus point. which will be crucial in the standings later in the week. Ontario would move to 2-0. Quebec to 2-1. And now, crucial kick. And that has just gone into touch. And you can sort of pick up just how wet out it is there. Hard to see on camera sometimes. Teammates watching under an umbrella over on the far side, trying to keep themselves dry. Quebec kicking that into touch. And that is the game. So, Ontario challenging the champions and coming away the victors 32-22. As I said, many people pointed to this as potentially the championship game, even though it's early in the week. It's all to play for as the week proceeds. And what a great job by Ontario to score those late points and just put the game out of reach. And Quebec moves to 2-1, Ontario 2-0. So fantastic display here at Twin Elm Rugby Park. And we're going to take a break to reset, and then we'll be back with live action starting around 3:55 or so. Our next game is BC and the Atlantic province. So BC and the Prairies, I believe. I'm going to have to check that now. I'm getting confused. Yeah, it is BC and the Prairies coming up around 3:55. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll be back with more in just a little bit.